Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. Well, it has been a big 3 weeks for the Indiana economy. In a span of less than a month, 3 global brands announced plans to collectively invest around $1 billion and create nearly 3,000 jobs statewide. And the commitments really are spread around the state. In Fort Wayne, Amazon to build a 3rd major fulfillment center in Allen County with plans to add nearly 1,000 full-time jobs. In the Hendricks County community of Clayton, just west of Indianapolis, Apple to invest $100 million in a state-of-the-art distribution center and nearly 500 jobs. And in Princeton, in southwest Indiana, Toyota expanding once again with plans to invest more than $800 million and create 1,400 jobs as production of new Toyota and Lexus SUVs arrives at the massive plant. And this week, the state unveiled plans to invest $500 million in an initiative proponents say can be transformational for regional economies around the state. Governor Eric Holcomb stopped by the Inside Indiana Business Studios this week to talk about the big investment. And he surprised us by pulling out a state map which highlights numerous jobs and infrastructure projects underway and those planned in virtually every corner of the state. The governor says the jobs pipeline is filling up rapidly. Governor Holcomb, thanks for taking time to join us. You've been busy from an economic development standpoint and job standpoint these last few weeks, and we'll get into those announcements. But when you look, what I think is noteworthy, among other things, Toyota, Amazon, Apple, all 3 parts of the state, not just central Indiana, but you've got Fort Wayne, central Indiana, and southwest Indiana. Yeah, the hope is alive, and more than that, dirt's turning. And when you think about Clayton, Indiana, probably not a lot of Hoosiers could have even picked that out on a map until Apple decided to invest $100 million and create 500 new career opportunities. And as you mentioned, up in Fort Wayne, another 1,000 jobs with Amazon. They've got about 20,000 employees now in the state of Indiana. And of course, Princeton, that's invested billions over the years. We had it just seemed like yesterday I was announcing $600 million, then a $700 million, then an $800 million. So they have about 10,000 folks going through that gate every day. Toyota is bigger than the city of Princeton. And so what that means to those communities is truly transformational, whether it's helping build a YMCA in downtown Princeton, Indiana, obviously the careers and the little leagues, everything that they support. So it really has a compounding positive impact beyond just the careers that are created. Well, you talk about that because I've been around long enough. I was there for the groundbreaking of that plant 25 years ago. Years ago. But the impact, you talk about nearly 10,000 employees, that doesn't even include the supplier network down there. The impact that this $800+ million announcement is going to have on the region is exponential. Yeah, the supply chain, and obviously, you know, the state of Indiana being the #1 manufacturing state per capita in the nation, and then having our pro-growth tax and regulatory environment, that supply chain is getting closer and closer to those OEMs. And, you know, we're saying, come on in, our books are balanced, we provide you stability and continuity, predictability, and confidence that you can grow at your preferred scale and pace. And that's what you're seeing happen in those small, medium-sized companies that are coming here as well. Again, like you said, all over the state of Indiana. Big brands, Toyota, Amazon, Apple. Do those, when you see investment and when others see investment from people like Apple and Amazon, does that have a kind of a spillover effect, kind of a domino effect? They look, hey, if they're investing in Indiana, maybe we should too. Sure, and you know, we've enjoyed that when you have companies like Lilly and Roche and Cummins. So we've long enjoyed those marquee names, Anthem, et cetera. However, having said that, now what we're trying to do and are succeeding at is growing that whole ecosystem. So the emphasis and the sales force, you know, that are coming as well, that complement all those efforts. We start kind of on high ground, being centrally located in the United States, and a lot of companies are saying location, 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 but that's got to be backed up with that good business climate, and then you have to have access to the workforce that you want. That is why we're leaning so heavily into building regionally around the state of Indiana, because a company comes in and they have a salary range and they say we can pull people from 30 miles or 45 miles depending on that salary range. So you have to make sure that we're building a strong quality of place and life for those employees, those teammates that go to work inside that
gate.
You talk about building infrastructure. Let's look to Northwest Indiana. Outside these three big announcements we talked about, but the South Shore extension, massive infrastructure, transformational, generational project going on up there.
It's been over 100 years since the South Shore line's been single tracked, so going one way. Now we're double tracking that. So imagine the potential for growth along that route, and then coming down, from Hammond to Dyer, the Westlake corridor expansion as well, and having those new hubs that are magnetic. And when you think about the growth that we're seeing coming from the west and coming up across the river in the south, in these two opposite ends of our state, Jeffersonville and the Gary, that whole region, the sky's really the limit for where we end up in 10 or 20 years, and that's what we're planning for. The
future, very quickly, and we'll talk more after the break, but the River Ridge Commerce Center, Jeffersonville, you mentioned is an enormous 6,000 acres, and it continues to grow as well.
Yeah, and you think about the percentage of that acreage that we still have left to develop, and so you'll see some more headlines come soon about the continued growth, because obviously companies, you mentioned the supply chain, this is all about customer convenience, being on time, ahead of schedule, under budget. We offer all that, and so you see a Clayton, Indiana that's prime location in terms of our road system, our rail system, our airports, and water ports ultimately, to be able to get anywhere in the world and start right here in the heart of the heartland.
Investment, jobs, all good, all very positive for the state of Indiana, but how about filling those jobs, the talent pipeline? When we come back from the break, I'll talk to the governor about a $500 million initiative that really was unveiled this week that in part is aimed at filling that talent pipeline. Stay with us.